everybody, it's Dr. Jo and Princess Randy.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. And today we're going to show you exercises and stretches for IT band syndrome. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. So there's a lot of controversy out there about the IT band, and can you really stretch the IT band? What are you trying to stretch? Well, the TFL, or the tensor fascia lata, is really the muscle belly of the IT band. So I personally believe it's kind of like your quad muscle with your quad tendon. So when you're stretching the area, to me, it doesn't really matter what you're stretching. If you're stretching it and you're getting pain relief, that's all that really matters. There's also a little controversy about foam rolling and is it really helping or is it doing more damage? So I'm just going to show you some stretches and some exercises that don't use the foam roll. So we're going to start off with using a strap. And so some of these stretches that we're going to start off with are not just for the IT band or the TFL, it's for the hamstrings and the quads and everything around it because they're all really connected. So if you have a strap that has a loop, that's great. You can also just use a belt or a dog leash. Those work really nice as well. So the one that I like to start off with is just lying down. And the reason I like the one lying down is you can kind of relax your back and just get a really good stretch in there and just relax all the muscles. So you're going to use the strap to bring up your leg. So you're really relaxing the muscles. You're not actively bringing up the leg. You're bringing up the leg with the strap. So just come up to about halfway. You don't have to get to where it's tight, but try and keep your knee straight because that IT band crosses the knee, so you really want it to be straight. Once you get it a little tight, you're just going to cross your body just like this, and you should feel it all the way through. So again, sometimes people feel it up at the TFL all the way up in their hip. Some people do feel it at the IT band down by the knee, but really just kind of stretching it in general should get rid of some of that pain and help relieve it a little bit. So you're just going to hold the stretch for 30 seconds and then do that 3 times total. So while you're lying in this position, I really like then going ahead and go into the hamstring stretch because your IT band's kind of right here coming up and some of your hamstrings on the outside are just right next to it. So sometimes it might be the hamstrings and sometimes they're just kind of close enough together that you want to stretch both. So with the hamstring, it's the same concept. You really want to keep that leg straight, but you want to relax it and use the strap to come all the way up for the stretch. Try and keep that knee straight because those hamstrings cross that knee joint as well. So if I'm trying to get higher and I start bending my knee, I'm not really stretching my hamstrings anymore. So come back down until that knee is straight again and only go as high as you comfortably can with that knee in that locked out or straight position. And then again, holding it for 30 seconds and doing that 3 times. So then you're going to come on back down. And then I would say go into a quad stretch just because, again, then the quad is kind of next to that IT band up on top. So you really want to stretch that out as well. And so there's a bunch of different ways you can stretch that, but another easy way is just to use the strap and roll over onto your stomach. I would keep stretching this side, but I want to stretch the side that's closest to you, so I'm just going to kind of switch. And then rolling over onto your stomach, you can do it on your stomach or your side, but a lot of times if you're on your stomach, it helps keep your hip down, so that's just a nice way to do it. Make sure that you're not stressing out your back. I like to prop up, but if you want to lie all the way down, make sure and do whatever is most comfortable for you. Put the strap around your shoulder so you can just kind of pull this way. Now, if you're having some tightness and pain in that IT band, it might be very uncomfortable to pull this far because you're probably going to have a tight quad too. So if you're even just here stretching it and you feel that tightness, that's fine. You don't have to come as far as me. I don't have any issues right now, so it's not really a problem. But again, just go to where it's slightly uncomfortable but not painful and where you can hold it for 30 seconds without making all these faces. So 30 seconds, 3 times. Normally I would have you do all your stretches together, but I'm going to go ahead and do some of the exercises while I'm still on the floor. And if you have a hard time getting up off the floor, you can do all these in your bed or on a couch. You don't have to do it on the floor if it's really hard for you to get up and down. So then going into an exercise, a clamshell is really great too, because that works that glute med, that works that TFL area down into the IT band. So it's really great because a lot of times with the IT band syndrome, it's a muscle imbalance in there. And so you want to get all these working again so then it's not putting extra stress on that area. So again, with clamshells or any exercise, I'm going to prop up, but make sure you're comfortable. So if you want to lie all the way down, that's fine, you can do that. The key is to keep your hips perpendicular to the floor or to the couch or to the bed, wherever you are. A lot of times with this, people tend to want to roll back when they lift up, but then you're not working those muscles that you really want to work. So try and keep it here. You don't have to lift the leg up high, but your feet are going to stay together, and you're just going to take that top knee and come up this way. So if I'm really trying to open up and I'm rolling back, again, that's really not what you want. You just want to lift it to about there, or where you feel that tightness, and then nice and slow coming back down. Clamshells look pretty easy, and usually the first 3 or 4 are pretty easy, but if you have some issues going on here, sometimes it's a little struggle to get to 10. So the goal would be 10 to start off with. If you get to 20, 25 and it's easy, you can put a little resistive band around the thighs, and then you can get some resistance with it. But it really depends on what your injury is, how far out you are from your injury. So when you ask about reps, I don't really know, since I can't evaluate you, so you'll just really have to use your best judgment on that. I would do both sides if you have time, just because if there's an imbalance on one side, your other side's probably compensating, and it needs a little bit of help with that as well. So then you're going to go into a hip abduction exercise. So with this one, you can kind of bend the bottom leg, but you still want your whole body to kind of be in alignment. So I don't want my hips bent like this. I want them straight like this. Same kind of thing. You still want to keep your hips kind of in that perpendicular area. If you want to lie all the way down for comfort, that's fine. You want to use that top leg, and you want to keep it straight. So I always say if you pull up your toes, that's going to help kind of lock everything out. Now the important part of this one is when you come up for that hip abduction, you want to turn your foot in so you're leading with your heel, and you want to go slightly behind you. That's what's going to activate those muscles there. If you're coming up like this, you're not getting the right exercise. So make sure you turn that heel upwards and go slightly behind you. So again, these might start off feeling kind of easy, but if you've got some issues going on there, it's going to be a little bit harder. So don't push through pain. A little bit of pain, a little bit of uncomfortable is okay, but if you're feeling any sharp pain, don't keep doing that. And then same thing, so if you start off with 10, you're working your way up, and it's pretty easy. When you get to 20, 25, you can add a little ankle weight down there, and that should help as well. So now for some standing stretches. So with the IT band or that TFL, a pretty easy one to do is take the side that you want to stretch and put it behind the other foot. As long as you have good balance, that's fine, but if you need something next to you to hold on to get into this position, you are kind of narrowing your base of support. So make sure you're safe doing it. And then once you have your legs crossed, you're just going to go down into a stretch this way. So again, you might not be able to go down this far, especially if you have some injuries or some irritation and pain in there. So even if you're going to here, that's fine. So again, holding that stretch, you want to do that 30 seconds. Again, I would say maybe go ahead and then switch sides and then do it on that side as well. So you can alternate back and forth the 30 seconds, 3 on each side. If that one's not quite enough of a stretch for you, then you can kind of do a bigger stretch. I call this the ballerina stretch. I don't really know what it's called. I feel like I've kind of made it up a little bit along the way, but I'm sure other therapists do it. So again, the side that you want to stretch, you're going to take that foot and put it a little bit further behind you. So it's not right next to the foot, but it's a little further out. If you want to roll your foot a little bit, you can. Sometimes just the foot position changes the stretch, so everybody's a little different. Sometimes if you go a little bit further back behind you, that gives people a different stretch as well. It really just depends on where that injury is. So once you get in this position, then you're going to take the hand of the same side and bring it up and over, and then put your hand on your hip and just kind of push your hip this way while you're leaning over. And so what this does is just adds a big stretch going all the way up here, all the way down. So it kind of gets your lats the QL, all of those down into your TFL and your IT band, and then even down into your peroneals as well. So this is just kind of a great whole body stretch. But again, holding that for 30 seconds, doing 3 on each side, as long as you have good balance. If not, make sure you're, maybe holding onto a chair. You could hold onto the chair here and do it that way, but make sure you're safe while you're doing it. So then the last one is another exercise. But again, I would say probably do all the stretches first and then go into the exercises. I just added this last because it's standing up. So then you want to take a loop band or just a resistive band and tie it up and then put it around your feet. So with this one, it's kind of like the sidelying one when you're lying down, but now you're standing up and you're using the band. So with this, again, it's a balance thing. So if you want to start off holding on to something like a chair or a countertop, make sure you do that first, even if you think your balance is good, because I'm going to try here. You might see me wobble a little bit, but it's the same thing. You want to kind of turn your heel out and then kick out a little bit behind you. So you don't want to lean over and do this, because then you're just kind of using momentum of your body to do it. But you really want to try and stabilize this side and kick out and slowly come back in. And so with this one, you really do want to switch sides, because I'm stabilizing with this leg and then I'm actively moving this leg. So I'm working them in different ways. So you really then want to switch. So now I'm stabilizing this side and then actively moving that side. So it doesn't have to be a big movement. Again, I'm just turning my heel out and then kicking out a little bit that way. So again, make sure start off to hold on to something, but eventually you want to be able to try doing it without holding on and not leaning over if possible. So with this one, you might want to start off with a little bit less. You can do 10 if you want to, 1 to 2 sets of 10, and then kind of progress from there. Oh man, so there you have it. Those are your stretches and exercises for IT band syndrome. If you'd like to help support my channel, find out how by clicking up here. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking down there. That's right over there. And remember, be safe, have fun, yeah, and I hope you feel better soon. I kiss you. Oh.